Maryland Heights is a St. Louis suburb that's 25 minutes northwest from downtown. I begin this driving tour of Maryland Heights in a separate municipality, that being Earth City. Earth City is located right in between Bridgeton and Maryland Heights along the Missouri River. Despite the name, Earth City isn't a city. It's unincorporated and it's located just west of the West Lake Landfill Superfund site, where a local company that helped the U.S. build the first atomic bomb dumped loads of uranium ore back in the 1970s. Uranium ore is otherwise known as radioactive waste. Oh, and by the way, since 2010, there's been a fire burning underground at the West Lake site non-stop, and on certain days it smells like sulfur around here because of it. Nobody lives in Earth City, Missouri. I mean, it's possible that there's a couple of hobos here and there, and maybe somebody turned their storage unit into a living space, but there's no residential addresses in Earth City. The entire place is an industrial park and it's full of warehouses, and it's surrounded by landfills. Also, back in the good old days when the NFL's LA Rams were the St. Louis Rams, they had their training facilities in Earth City. But of course, right behind the old training facility is the West Lake Landfill Superfund site. Maybe that's what the secret was behind the greatest show on turf. Maybe all of that radioactivity gave them all of that speed. Well, other than that, there's not much here. Workers who frequent the area and work at the nearby warehouses have often complained about developing health issues over the years with the nearby Superfund sites, so don't work here, people. Even though there is a lot of places to work here, as there doesn't seem to be a single abandoned office building or warehouse. Reddit user Daz Schwartz Schaff 666 from 2021 responded to a question about accepting a job in Earth City by sharing his experience, stating that he worked in the area for 2 years and was told to not drink the tap water from his office building. This person went on to say that someone once told him that if you can smell the landfill and you're breathing it in, it's doing the same damage as a pack of cigarettes. You know, it's amazing how so many of these companies know about the issue with the nearby landfills, yet they're not relocating their offices. This is potentially toxic stuff that can cause long-term health effects, including cancer. So, once again, don't work here, people. But you know what? All of these companies might be refusing to leave Earth City, but we're not going to follow their lead, because now we're going to get out of here and we're going to check out Maryland Heights, which is an okay suburb of St. Louis. Not anything spectacular, but not anything terrible either. You know, if you choose to live in Maryland Heights, good news, because you might be just far enough away in Maryland Heights to not be affected from the West Lake and Coldwater Creek Superfund sites to the northeast of here. Although, that's kind of up in the air and that's for you to judge. You know, some people have complained about being able to smell the landfill in certain parts of town. However, the Champ landfill is closer to Maryland Heights than the West Lake landfill is, so it's likely that they're smelling the Champ landfill. And as far as we know, there hasn't been any radioactive waste dumped at the Champ landfill. So it's all up to you and what you're comfortable with in terms of whether or not you want to live in Maryland Heights. Speaking of the Champ landfill, it sits directly to our right behind Pattonville High School. Isn't that lovely? Despite being located next to a dump, Niche.com rates Pattonville as an A, which is a pretty good grade, so it must not be that bad of a school. The athletic teams go by the Pirates, and among the most notable alumni includes actor Lavelle Crawford, best known for playing Huel in Breaking Bad, former astronaut Robert Behnken, and actress Janet Jones, who's been married to NHL legend Wayne Gretzky since 1988. Pattonville High School is a part of the Pattonville School District, which covers Maryland Heights, along with the neighboring cities of Bridgeton and St. Anne. Pattonville was originally an unincorporated community near the intersection of today's Fifi Road and St. Charles Rock Road, and eventually that area was annexed by Bridgeton, so Pattonville no longer exists. However, they still use the Pattonville name for the school district. When it comes to the history of Maryland Heights, honestly there's not much to say, and that's not surprising since it's a suburb. The name Maryland Heights comes from the fact that many of the early settlers came from the state of Maryland. The area didn't start to grow until the 1940s when suburban expansion became a trend. Before that, the area was mostly rural. Maryland Heights didn't incorporate as a city until 1985, however since then it's been able to annex some of the surrounding land. Over the years, Maryland Heights has been able to grow into a decently sized community, as you can see the population history here. Today, the population is just over 28,000, and the median household income is $79,000 per year. 51% of adults 25 and older hold a bachelor's degree or higher, and the median value of owner-occupied housing units is $171,000, while the poverty rate is 6%. When it comes to the crime, the violent crime rates are well below average. However, the property crime rates are slightly above average. Niche.com ranks the public schools as an A+, and Area Vibes gives the place a livability score of 81 out of 100, so that's all good and dandy. My biggest takeaway from all of that would be the low home values, because usually when you have a wealthy area, you have home values that are around average or slightly above average, but not in Maryland Heights. And you have to wonder if that's due to the close proximity to the landfills and the Superfund sites. Now, I was looking around for a while, but I couldn't find any data that showed that there is a higher rate of cancer among people who lived in Maryland Heights, but it seems to be a real paranoia among some of the residents, and you can't blame them, because when you look at the communities northeast of here in Bridgeton and Florissant, there's been proven data over the years that residents in close proximity to the Superfund sites have seen a higher rate of cancer. You can't argue it. So, if you're looking for a place to live in the greater St. Louis area, when it comes to Maryland Heights, it seems as if you have to be your own judge on the matter. Maybe the paranoia is exaggerated and you'll be able to take advantage of a lower price to buy a home, or maybe there's some truth to all the paranoia. It's hard to tell. Well, there's not much else to say about Maryland Heights. I came through in mid-November of 2021. It was a nice fall day when I came through. And for the rest of this video, I'll be driving around the residential areas of Maryland Heights. There's some nice rolling hills in the area, and it makes for some nice scenery with the fall colors. So if you're just interested in seeing what the rest of Maryland Heights looks like, then the rest of this video will be for you. To the left here, you have a water park along with the Maryland Heights Community Center, so during the summer, after you're done buying your Mountain Dew at Walmart, you can take the kids here. What more could you want? If we were to turn right here, we would be passing by the Edward Jones St. Louis North Campus. Edward Jones has a large presence in the greater St. Louis area with a north and a south campus making up their headquarters. The financial institution also has a regional headquarters office in Tempe, Arizona, but the St. Louis area is their official home. Another company with a presence in Maryland Heights is Enterprise Holdings. That's the company that owns Enterprise Rent-A-Car. However, Enterprise Holdings has a larger office over in Clayton to the east. Earlier I showed you Pattonville High School. Straight ahead is Pattonville Heights Middle School, also a part of the Pattonville School District. Overall, I feel like Maryland Heights is a pretty good area. I feel like the school district that serves Maryland Heights performs really well, and that's a big factor when you're trying to move somewhere and you have kids. However, the home prices here are cheap for a reason, and I believe that it's because of the city's close proximity to the West Lake and Coldwater Creek Superfund sites. It goes without saying that nobody wants to live next to soil contaminated with radioactive waste, let alone breathing in the rotten egg smell from the landfills on certain days depending on the direction of the wind. Living next to radioactive activity can raise your chances of developing cancer, so that's definitely something to take seriously. However, I did extensive research on the rates of cancer among Maryland Heights residents, and I couldn't find anything, so once again, you'll have to be your own judge on that one. With that said, I do end the video here. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, as doing all of those things helps these videos destroy the evil monster that is the YouTube algorithm. Also make sure to hit that notification bell and select yes, so that you can be notified every time that I upload a new video. If you enjoyed this video, then you might enjoy checking out some of the featured playlists on this channel. Videos with amazing insights on other places like what you saw here can be found in my Missouri playlist or in my St. Louis suburbs playlist. Last but not least, if you can't get enough of me on here, you can always go follow me on my other social media accounts, and those links are below. We'll see you next time. Peace!